Cham yang dandang cham yang cham tabai la mumi dandang cham yang lamin dandang cham yang cham demba ko tukala aku Gambian ko liye kilingoti aku artiso liye kilingoti wolo mala na toti Gambia ye wala tinang ko chamiang alindan nang chamia cham hainang safo nyamoy saf wolom ay
system, my brother.
This is just even in Senegal. This is in Senegal.
Because in Senegal, I don't want it. But I believe capital has the right to enter.
He understood if he ever lived in the US, they have a 401k system. That 401k system, you buy into it, okay? You buy into it, the company pays 100% and you pay 50 or 25%. Okay, so when a company is coming here, you introduce that same system.
No, but what is the 401k doing, my brother?
What do you mean? What is
it? No. What is the 401k doing?
That is
No. It's different.
No,
a 401k is more or less like a plan for your retirement. You contribute, the company contributes.
All right.
That's different. What this gentleman is talking about comes under a plan we call ESOP. Employee stock option plan.
Right.
That's different. That is completely different. But I want to put this conversation back to where it was. We were talking about the public sector.
Yes.
The Gambia public sector that we call the civil service is overstaffed, overmanned, and we are paying for what we don't have, and we need to rationalize it. Thereby starting first with a staff audit, auditing every function and every worker and see what you are putting in. See what you are putting in the system. If you're not putting in, every person working for the government should carry his or her own weight. There are people free riding on the system, and me and you are paying.
Yes.
And that's not the Gambia I want.
You know why?
That's not the Gambia I voted for.
Yes.
And the Gambia I voted for needs to be changed, needs to be effective, and run by a small public service that will induce private sector growth and let the private sector hire the Gambians so that Gambians can have a sustainable middle class.
I think you misconstrued what I said earlier. What I said is, during the 22 years that we are under the dictatorship, that's how we inherit what we have today. People coming, crossing from the customers' border, just shoving them into our service system.
I disagree.
Okay? No, you cannot disagree.
Because the reason I disagree, you cannot be in the Casamas region learning French and being able to just come to the civil service.
There were so many of them there. No, it's not an example. It was.
Look, that's not our problem. We're
fixing our problem now.
Our problem now is to stop blaming. Our problem is to stop blaming and be realistic with our everyday problem.
That's not blaming.
Our everyday problem is corruption.
Yes.
Malfeasance.
Yeah.
People who cannot run governments and are running governments. And
okay.
Yes.
And who are those people? Can you mention one?
The people that came into the system not through merit but through patronage. And this is what we need to change.
People,
like political.
Can you mention this? Because I don't know who.
It's not one. It's not 100. There are quite a lot of people.
But who?
Their uncles were politicians. Their cousins were friends of the people running the system.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is what we need to change.
Employed because of
but who are these people?
I don't want to know who they are. I'm indifferent.
If you don't know,
I'm not into personalities. I'm into a structural problem. I want to change the structural problem.
Cannot be solved without knowing the solution.
Can I comment?
Well, if they go, they will see, because they will see that they don't have qualifications.
Can I comment?
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Can I comment, Daddy? I have an example here. I have a big example here. All right. I have a big example here.
Okay.
Hold on. Daddy. I am giving an example of Africell, the Gambia. When Africell started here, there was maybe 3 NAR. Sorry to use it this way. Okay? The rest you have the Papali, the Omar, the Peter, and so on. I see myself, these people, there will be a NAR coming from Lebanon, and they come. this Peter or the Papali or the Omar will train them. And you know what will happen? Those will be their boss.
Thank you.
What's your take on this?
Look, you have to understand one thing.
Okay.
I like economic empowerment,
all right,
but it comes with a price.
Okay.
You cannot ask for what you don't own, fundamentally, and that's right. What I don't own. See, these people are private investors. I bring my money into Gambia, $10, $15 million. I want to make sure that I have, one, a decent return, and two, I have security on my investment. Maybe I trust this man more than I trust you, so I want to entrust him with certain responsibilities.
Okay.
That's one. Secondly, no, we have to be fair. You live in America. You see a Korean shop having Korean workers. You see a Pakistani shop having Pakistani workers. It's not a problem. That's what open economies have.
Okay.
Opportunities.
But you know why?
Okay.
If you have a store in the US and you wanted to just generalize it just based on your tribe or based on your culture or based on your citizenry, if I came into that place or if I was walking there and you brought a Gambian, let's say I'm from Mexico or I'm from another place, you brought a Gambian that I trained and he became my boss.
That's right.
While I'm walking there and I know more than he knows, but he's still my boss, I will sue you.
Absolutely.
Okay, this country this is what I just said.
No, I cannot. Look, I have to call a spade a spade.
No, you are not calling this spade a spade.
No, I will not say that I know that.
Daddy, even you yourself.
No, I will not. Listen,
even himself.
Listen.
Brother, I've seen you working.
No, listen. No, you have to be fair.
Marketing manager of Comio.
No, listen, you have to be fair.
Answer this here.
You cannot give me a leading question and want me to answer it. See, I am fair with people.
No, but Daddy.
No, listen, an investor.
No,
but there's something else.
Well,
that's something else. We will deal with that. Hold on. Let's deal with that issue. My thing is
the marketing director of Comio.
I think you are being very narrow here. Look, you have to be fair.
I am fair.
There are a lot of things wrong. There are a lot of things wrong in terms of our investment packages when it comes to foreign direct investment coming.
That's why I said what I said.
But the fixing of the problem is not what he is calling for.
No.
What you are calling for? No, what you're calling for? You know how we can fix it? Boost our education system.
Right.
Huh?
You tell me the people that are working, they're not educated.
Lamin, you're not listening to me, my brother. You know what? We have to be fair. Some of us, we are lucky to be in some certain roles, but we lack specific training. And sometimes because of that lack of specific training relative to the position, someone comes, it puts you at a disadvantage. And when it puts you at a disadvantage, even if you want to file discrimination, you can see you're not standing on strong footing because there is something that you're lacking. And Gambia, we are taking in foreign investment. Let's equally make sure we have enough trained, competent people to man this so that the foreigners who are coming to take over this position can be replaced effectively by Gambians.
I am saying these Gambians are training that foreigners.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, Daddy.
What are they training them
They're
on?
training them
the local knowledge or academics?
Okay. It could be anything.
I don't know.
That's very true.
That could be.
So that's the point I'm trying to
that could be.
For me,
again,
it's both ways. Look, because I believe in one person, that's you. That you run that Comio as marketing whatever. You train whoever. And then I see you down, the person is going. You telling me you don't have that certain qualification?
No. You're not saying I cannot. What you are talking and what I am talking about are completely different.
My example B is himself. So you are not capable, yes?
No. You're not qualified. You're not saying my point at all. Lamin, an investor has a right in an open market.
That's right.
And you know who has a right? The subscribers have a right to say we don't want to do business with this company. And that's what free economy is all about.
No. But again, the government has the right
in Senegal,
to tell you this is how many people of our country.
Exactly.
We wanted you to hire.
But your government,
no. This is what I'm saying.
Your government love what you call the expatriate quota. They're making money off of these companies by bringing foreigners to work. So sometimes their policy is what's punishing the locals.
But this is what I'm trying to
tell you. The government has what you call expatriate quota.
This is exactly where we differ. My whole take is this. If you cannot give me a percentage, you hire at least this many citizens.
Right.
That has to be a rule of law in this country.
Yes,
okay?
thank you.
When you bring in 300 people, at least we need at least 100 that to be Gambian citizens.
That's right.
100
and
of them. And in that 100, 10% of that 100 has to be in management level.
I agree with you
fully.
fully.
So
I am agreeing. I'm agreeing with this.
Let them bring their own accountant.
Let me finish.
That is the reason where I'm coming in. Okay? All our business sectors where there is fully, there is money making is all owned by foreigners.
Yes.
And those foreigners that own those business sectors are not actually hiring Gambians to be in the top management.
No.
Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
This is what is failing our country.
Exactly.
And our economy.
What is your policy?
Can I please?
Sure.
Please. This is what is failing our country and our businesses. We have people outside of this country who can come in and make so. They have the education, they have the training, and they have the skills to manage those posts, okay? And to lead the country into whatever we want it, wherever we want to take the country to, okay? But the companies that are coming in, when they came in, it was not said to them that this is what you need to do in order to do this. And that is the percentage that you get from the company.
He just mentioned something
okay?
that I
That's
love,
what I
because
mean.
he said
you have to give them a percentage.
Policy, public policy.
He was saying
public policy
from the
public policy
comes in.
Public policy should be something that should encourage what I call economic nationalism.
Thank you. And
but economic nationalism cannot happen if the government says you can bring whatever number of staff so long as you're paying what I call an expatriate quota tax. So you are encouraging these investors to bring people from outside so long as they're paying additional tax to cover for this worker they're bringing. So government policy should send the right signal. Our policies have been sending mixed signals. Okay. You're trying to create manufacturing, trying to encourage importation. You're trying to create local empowerment, economic local empowerment, but at the same time you want to collect extra taxes by someone bringing in a foreigner.
You know how we can stop this? We have to give a fair play, fair game to Gambians. Let the government support Gambian, entrepreneurs. Okay, people like you and whoever, even myself. Okay, to say that look, we're going to back you. We're going to give you this amount of credit from any bank in the country, and we want to make sure you hire Gambians. We want to make sure your companies succeed. This is how the payment is going to be. This is how much percentage you need to have. This is how many percentage we have. Government can do this. Government can do this.
It's not about negotiation.
Government can do this.
It's not the role of the government to give you a guarantee as a private man.
No, they don't have to give you guarantee, but they can actually invest in you.
Why should the government invest in you?
Why shouldn't the government invest in you?
Because this government doesn't have enough, my friend.
Oh, they don't have enough. Huh?
I'm being realistic.
Now you get me. They don't have enough. Now you earlier you said they have enough.
No.
I
What
said
I'm saying,
nothing in
our resources. What I'm saying, our resources as a country are so scarce. So in a scarce resource, you prioritize your priorities. And in prioritizing our priorities, what you're asking for is not on our top 10. Our top 10 is to educate Gambians. Our top 10 is to have good health care. No, forget about that. I'm talking about primary and basic education. Before you have a doctor or a physicist, you first need to create primary education. So the top 10 priority list for Gambians is to have good health, good education, affordable living or sustainable living for the average Gambian,
and
to also create opportunities, also have security. So these are things that are so dear to us that live in this place on a day-to-day basis, not visiting but day-to-day. So if you tell me that the government should help an entrepreneur get up, I said yes, it's on my wish list. But in prioritizing my priorities, it's not an eminent primary priority.
Okay, mister, look, the healthcare sector right now is scarce.
Yes.
It's the worst.
Okay, what's your take on that? Because
the healthcare system
I really
is
want to
worst.
come on that.
Because
I don't want to compare it with US.
No, you cannot.
But with your knowledge and experiences from USA, and seeing the one that's happening here now, what's the way forward? And how can we make a better healthcare than what we've seen here?
First of all, if you wanted to create a good healthcare system, it has to be monopolized. Trust me, it has to be monopolized. How that is going to happen is, one, the government has to pick certain people who are only going to order and be distributors for this country to stand on a right footing.
Right.
Let's say there is only 5 people who will order drugs and be wholesalers. They are not going to have pharmaceutical, retailers, but they will be distributors.
Just wholesalers.
Okay? Those will be wholesalers. One. Second, whoever works in the government sector, like the doctors, the nurses, they should not own a private pharmacy.
Right.
Period. That should be closed. That door should be closed. Okay?
Right.
Whoever works for the government, if you are a doctor, you are a nurse, or you are a whatever, LPN, you should not own a pharmacy.
Absolutely. It's a conflict of interest.
As a pharmacy, because if you do that, it's a conflict of interest.
For Gambia, I swear,
okay, and this is
all
the problem,
of them are working
because I was laying down with my mom. Let me finish. I was laying down in the hospital, RVH, with my mom.
Right.
She have a compound fracture. For 5 days, they couldn't touch her. They couldn't do nothing. My mom has a laceration from one end of the head to the other.
Wow.
When they stitch it up in bands, and they forget the gauze inside there. They couldn't remove that till we got to Dakar. I went to Dakar. That's why I still have my mother. If you need a bandage in RVH, you have to go outside to Banjul pharmacy and buy it. Why should that happen? I have supplies that I brought, and I will take it to the Minister of Health myself. I brought that from the US. There are gauze, there are bandages, there are stuff that I brought. I have to pay extra $200 for that suitcase to bring it for them. But I just wanted to donate it, but I want to donate it to the right sector. If they cannot utilize it in the Banjul RVH, I will take it to a clinic that will utilize it. I don't want it to be sold. Because most of the doctors there have their own pharmacy.
Yeah, so they take along things at their pharmacy.
I don't want that. I just wanted to donate it so that they can give it away to people who needed it. But again, this is our problem.
I really agree on that system.
That's number 2.
But that means
three,
they have to pay them enough money.
Number three is this. The manager of RVH is a non-Gambian. We should not allow such things to happen. I'm sorry. I don't care what knowledge he has. There are Gambians who can be equal to him outside that they could brought and they could manage this RVH better than him. He does not have the best interest of Gambia, because that hospital is the filthiest hospital I've ever been to. It's filthy, it's dirty.
You live in the US, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure that you know that the health sector in the US is highly manned by non-Americans.
Basically, yes.
You go to Jamaica, Queens, one of the biggest hospitals. Not long ago, I was reading that one of the the leading cardiologists there is a Senegalese.
Yes.
The hospital is manned by non-Americans. So to me, the world we're living in...
No, but they owned it. It's not manned. They own it. The person who owns that hospital is a Jewish guy.
Yes.
Okay, he's an American Jewish.
No, I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about the management of the hospital. Here, the point I'm trying to get at is, look, Gambia is still a young country.
Yeah, but this guy...
There are a lot of people out there who are not ready to come home, not only for the money, but maybe they have other considerations.
Yes.
We are lacking certain things. I'm not saying there are no competent Gambians to man that.
They are.
That's not. I'm not. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree. But the issues of New Gambia. Like I said, let's prioritize our priorities.
Healthcare is
yes,
a priority.
It's not a it's a primary priority.
It's a big one.
Primary priority.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. But within that priority, we have things that are so pronounced and that are so immediate. And that one is the sanitation. You go into a hospital to get better, but not to get worse. And that's what happens in most of our
the toilets are broken. Okay, even the screens are not the normal, screens. When they wanted to change a patient, The screens that they have is from 1980s. Those are wrong. I'm sorry. $1 million would have renovated that hospital to a standard. $1 million.
No, dollars.
Dollar.
Okay.
Okay? We would have a scanner, an MRI machine in that hospital.
There was an MRI machine.
It is
then
there,
again, the culture of maintenance.
It's an old one, my brother. I went there. No, it matters. You know why? Technology changes.
I agree.
Okay, the better you go, the best you get.
Yes.
Okay? For that, X-ray machine is old. I'm sorry, it is old. I worked in a healthcare facility. I know it is old and it's not accurate anymore. Okay? And the way they are doing the, the scannings there is wrong, totally. They don't have no respect for, patient, privacy.
I know.
The HIPAA violations are rampant. Why are you taking somebody's X-ray in your phone and sending it to them? That is wrong. I'm telling you, this is something I am telling you. That hospital is filthy, and that hospital is one of the worst I've ever seen. The nurses are not professional. You cannot be drinking coffee or tea when somebody is already in coma as a nurse or a doctor.
Seriously?
Your license is on the line.
Seriously?
They are doing that.
Wow.
They will take 1 hour, 2 hour breaks or lunches. Why? I'm sorry, I'm upset when it comes to healthcare.
Thank you, Mr. Jali Seattle. That brings us to the end of this program, Love Gambia. We started from the Bakote dumping to employment, to economics, to finance. We touched all part of this section here. Thank you very much, my able Daddy Njai. We're gonna have you here every week. You're final for this one episode because you're gonna come back. He's gonna be home. And I'm begging you guys, if you really want to advertise with us, call me. So that we can have our, bringing this $1 million boys here is a problem for me. So at least we can have something that we can have our limousine going in and out. Thank you very much. Daddy Njai, give your final word for this one.
My final word is just simple. I lived in the Gambia for about 16 years, coming back home. And it has been a transactional country. A transactional country meaning, people doing things. That's not what I want. I now want a transformational country. I want transformation. I want to see a culture whereby we have hope, we have dreams, we have aspirations, we have vision for a new Gambia. This new Gambia is not going to be built in the next 5, 7, 8, 10, 15 years. It's going to be a continuum into subsequent generations of Gambians to come. But the foundation, the blueprint of the new Gambia needs to be put in place now. And that starts with our laws. That starts with our culture towards work. Our culture towards, at least respecting our public institutions. Our culture towards, who we are. The pride of being a Gambian. And I think this is what we have lost. I mean, if Gaba Jahumpo was alive today, if P.S. Njai was alive today, if a Sanjali Bojang was alive today, they won't be happy with the new breed of Gambians they are seeing. The new breed of Gambians are nothing but a dog-eat-dog, and that's not what we bargained for. That's not what brought 1965. And that's not what the people like Edward Francis Small fought for. We want Gambians who take pride in who we are. And taking pride into who we are means we will augment our standards. We will do things better. And we will do things for the collective good. And you know what? That's the Gambia I want to see.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gayendenjai. As I told you, this program is called Love the Gambia. Do for the Gambia, work for the Gambia, not the Gambia to work for you, our way forward. Thank you. That was well spoken, Mr. Dadinjai. Daddy, final word from my able friend, Jali Seattle International. Say your final word to the people.
My final word,
till we see you back in a few days.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to come and talk to you today with this gentleman here. It was a fruitful discussion, and I think we both learned something from each other. We might disagree, but I think we have one Gambia. That's what we all fought for.
That's right.
The Gambia that we breed, the Gambia that we drink, the Gambia that we eat. Gambia is very, very unique. That is why they call it the smiling coast of Africa. I am trying to come back myself. I'm here on a mission. Hopefully the mission will be fulfilled. I'm here Hopefully, I will come back and talk to Lamin about my business venture that I'm bringing into Gambia here.
Inshallah.
I want Gambians to support their own. I also want us to be aware of where our money is going. Because you put your mouth where your money goes.
Right.
And you put your money where your mouth goes. So for Gambians also, we have to respect one another. We have to love one another.
That's important.
We are one people, one Gambia. As he said, Alhaji Sadauda Jawara was the first president of this country. And I think a whole lot of people respect him. For one thing, because he respects everybody.
Yes.
He gave everybody what you deserved to be respected. Like he wants to be respected. Garba Jahumpa, Francis Small, Sanjali Bojang.
Awesome,
that Sanjali Bojang, when he says Sanjali Bojang, I almost broke into tears because that's a friend of mine, also his name, after the great Sanjali Bojang, who is his older father,
right?
His great uncle. So that Sanjali Bojang is in Seattle right now as we speak. So the Sanjali Bojang he's talking of, if he is alive today, he will be amazed. He will be appalled. Because they fought for this country.
And my grandfather, Mambuna Bojang.
Mambuna Bojang.
Yo.
Mambuna Bojang. Bojang Sangaranga. Dukuni mbala fabalanga na anitaulajo. Niko Bojang ro yalon ko ibota barakoleto. Niko Bojang isa for Sangaranga. Mansari ubuka doba ya no. Umu Bojang kunda onkoleti. Yo bari, this is not what we are here for today. We are here to discuss one love for Gambia, and I think Gambians, we should just embrace each other and love each other, respect each other, and just move on. The Gambia cannot move on without the public sector.
Thank you.
The Gambia cannot move on without the private sector.
Thank
but
you.
the government also have to help us. Thank you so much.